Hi everyone, Carrie Ann from Stampin' on the Bright Side. So happy you could join me today. I hope you're having a great day. I know I did. I had a very busy day. So it's one of the conference weeks for one of the national teacher associations. It's the National Education Association, and I'm a delegate representing my local union. And so that went from about 2 to 7, a little after 7 today, Central Time. It was interesting. Very interesting. Learned a lot of things. My first time attending. So anyway, it was a pretty good experience. So while they were talking, because it's virtual, so we didn't get to go to Atlanta and see everybody in person, but while people were kind of talking and there were some breaks in between, I made cut out pieces for my project. So this is what we're making. I am going to slightly modify it because I feel like it needs a little bit more of a border around the white. I think that this is a very strong color. This is the inspiration. And I feel like maybe my border is not quite as wide, but this is a lighter color. And so I feel like it doesn't get lost. I think this kind of gets lost a little bit, but I really do like it. I think it's pretty. I messed up the hello somewhat, but I think I'll still send it to somebody. I mean, I think it's still cute. It just looks like a little bit of a shadow. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I did not measure because I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 projects that I worked on today during that time that I cut out pieces for. And so I did not take time to write down measurements because I had to do a lot of thinking and paying attention while I was cutting pieces. So I didn't have time to try to write down and document also. But anyway, I do know some of the measurements. So let me go ahead and dump these out. And hopefully I'll remember to tell you about the stamp sets and everything. I will try. Okay, so starting with the base, this is Melon Mambo, cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 inches. So I will use my bone folder to crease that up. Okay. And then we have 3 pieces of Whisper White. This is a scrap. We're going to stamp the flower on it, and then we're going to cut it out. So I'll set that aside. We have 2 Whisper White. One of them is, sorry, excuse me. One of them is a little smaller than the other one. This one is going to be for the inside of the card. The smaller one is the one that we're putting on the front. So the larger one goes inside. We're just going to set it aside. So this one right here, this is just going to basically be a mat for this piece. And you can see I did make a little bit of a wider border. I think that's going to make a big difference. All right, so we're going to take this piece of Melon Mambo. Let me go back. So this one that goes on the inside is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. So I just took a 1/4 inch off of each side compared to the base. This one is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So I took a full 1/2 inch off. Okay. And then this one is, this piece of Melon Mambo is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And we're going to run it through. This is one of the 2 greenery folders. The other one is right over here. So there are 2 of them. I labeled this one on the wrong side, but it's okay. So I'll just go like this. I think I ran it through the wrong way too. I'm pretty sure, but it'll be all right. Anyway, there are 2. You get 2 folders. This will work with this works with Big Shot. It will also work with both of our new upcoming die cutting and embossing machines. So this will work with the small one as well. The large one, the regular sized one, is going to be available to demonstrators next month. And then hopefully after that, I guess maybe we're like the I don't know, beta testers. I don't really know. Then after that, I guess maybe they'll make it available to everybody else. But anyway, I'll get to play with it a little bit before you do, but maybe we can work out some of the kinks and any kind of issues there are with it. But this will work with the small one. The small one will not be available to us. We'll only be able to get the large one. Okay, so let me put this back. Oh my goodness, I don't know why. My throat is all like, it's allergy season. It's always, for me, and for probably a lot of you, it's always allergy season, to be honest. I don't know what's got me this time. I don't know what's out. I've been so busy that I haven't even had time to look. I used to look, I have on the Weather Channel app, and I always used to keep up with what the allergy seasons were, so I would know how much, if I needed extra medicine or not. And I haven't lately. I've been too busy. Oh man, I just spent all that time lining that up. And then I put too much pressure on one side when I went to put it in. And this is the magnetics. This is not going to work anyway. Hang on. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. I think that when I did this earlier, I had to have both tabs down and the blue plate worked. But I'm not 100% sure of that, so let's test it. That could have been the other card I did that was embossed. Nope, that works. Yay. All right. Okay. And that's so pretty. I love this. Love, love, love. I wasn't sure how I felt about these little embossing folders. We've had mini embossing folders before. I don't know, they didn't go over as well as the big ones, but I think maybe we were ready for a change. I really don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this Whisper White down. Make sure I have the right one. Yeah, the smaller one goes on. Okay. I'm going to do some stamping and just, oh, I do have to cut out leaves. I almost forgot about that. I should have kept the big shot up. I'll have to bring that back out in just a second. Come on. Okay. I finally got through that other bottle of glue. Of course, I was very busy today. Okay. All right, now, oh, go away. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to use dimensionals to put this on. Because I don't have any ribbon. I'm just double checking and making sure that I don't regret my decision to do this, because I've done that a couple of times this week, where I meant to tie ribbon around before adhering down, and I just started adhering down layers, and it was like, oh, what was the ribbon for? Oh yeah. I've been doing that so much. I've been so distracted. Okay, so this is the same pattern on both sides. So you just, you know, I try to get them as close to the same as possible, but it doesn't really matter that much. You just pick which side you like the best. Oh, I know what I forgot, but you know what? We're just going to have to go with it. I forgot to stamp hello. We'll take care of that in just a minute. Okay, so I need this. I have to get the big shot ending out again for this anyway, so okay. And I actually already have one of these little leaves, so maybe I have it. I did have it. Let me pull out my pieces. Okay, so this is what we're using. We're using the Hello from Timeless Tropical and the large flower from Timeless Tropical. So I know that a lot of times I end up pulling multiple stamp sets. I did have an extra leaf. I can't find it. I'll find it right after I'm done with this, I'm sure. And I know that's probably frustrating for some of you. A lot of demonstrators will use just one stamp set, and here I am using two. It's kind of rude, right? Sorry, but sometimes I like the sentiment from one and an image from another, and just kind of go with it. All right, let me get my chamois ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp using my Melon Mambo ink. Stamp the flower here. This is the one I'm going to cut out. That looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to stamp here in the corner, part way. Okay. And that's all we're doing with Melon Mambo ink and with that stamp. Unless I mess up the die cutting, and then we'll have to, oops, I didn't get all the ink out of that. Gotta mush it in there really good. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Alright, so now I probably can go ahead and glue this in. Let's go ahead and do that, and then I don't have to worry about it again. Get it out of the way so I can focus on what I actually have to do. Yeah, I have had a lot on my mind lately, but crafting has really helped kind of focus me. I'm so glad I became a demonstrator, but I became a demonstrator a little over a year ago with the intention of like getting all of this rolling, and I really just didn't until home teaching. I gave my crafting time to myself as a way to kind of relax, and it was really good for me. So I guess that's the bright side, but my name is Stampin' on the Bright Side, because I do have a tendency to always try to find the positive out of a situation. It's not always easy. And lately, with all my little hormonal issues, hopefully I'll get in to see the doctor and get that taken care of. It's been kind of hard to look at the bright side when you're just feeling like a grumpus all the time. Okay, so there is a trick to lining these up, and if you'll notice, there's like a little nick right there, kind of a little notch. There's a little notch right there, so you can just line up that way, lay it down, and then just the biggest thing is trying not to have too much white space on one side, and I always mess that up for some reason. I can see the edging around the whole thing, but I feel like I'm still going to have a bunch of white space. We'll see. This might be the most perfect one I've ever done. I don't know. Or not. We'll see. Yep, there's still, see, look at all that white space. But I'm just going to roll with it anyway. I think it's still pretty. But I wish I could get that right. I just cannot nail it down. Alright, so while I have the big shot here, I'm going to go ahead and cut out some leaves. I need 2 of the longer ones and 1 of the shorter ones. But I just go ahead and cut 2 out of each one, because I have the thing here, and I could always just pop the leaves into my little bucket of die cut pieces to use on other projects. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do it again. I don't know, did I show you the inspiration? I don't think I showed you the inspiration card. You could see it peeking out right there. I love that color so much, but it's not current anymore. That makes me so sad. But I guess, you can't have all the colors all the time. It's just, there's such thing as too many. Hard to believe, right? Can you really have too many colors? Yeah, you can. It becomes overwhelming. But on the other hand, so pretty, it's hard to give them up. Okay, so this was the inspiration card. I don't know when we made this. It was a long time ago. It was in Lisa Marie's class. I don't even remember. It's probably a couple of years ago. It's actually a little dirty. I don't know. This is one of those little embossing folders that I told you about. This was, I don't know how many was in this set. It came with a few though that were like that. So that's the inspiration. I found this card the other day and I was like, oh, I want to make something like that. But this paper, this is Grapefruit Grove. This was the in color that left at the end of, at the end of May. All right, so inspiration, sample. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the hello and hope that it works. Oh, why did I see? I knew it. I called it, right? But there's no glue dot there, so I think it'll be okay. And also, this is a scripty cursive font. Oh, I got it straight. I did not get it straight on the last one, so yay me. Okay. That could have really gone bad. So glad it didn't. All right, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the flower. And adhere that on, and then we'll adhere the leaves. And then we're just going to wink a Stella. Okay, I'm going to put glue dots on these leaves. And then I'm just going to stick them to the underside of the flower, like so. Okay, and then this one, and this one. Probably should have had the same leaf. I mean, what flower has 2 different kinds of leaves? But I like the way it looks. I'm just gonna go with it. Okay. All right, and so now we're gonna get the Weka Stella, and hopefully this isn't gonna run too much. I squeezed too hard earlier, and it went everywhere. I mean, like literally, I had to pull the flower off of the other card and redo it. and stick a new flower on because it had Wink Stella everywhere. I squeezed it onto another piece of paper, and then as I was kind of sopping up, you know, like using it like a paintbrush, picking up the Wink Stella that had spilled out, it still was releasing a lot all over the place. It just got all over the place. But it worked out. I could pull the flower off, pull the leaves off of that. I threw it away. It was a mess. Like the paper was all bubbling up and everything. It was awful. Actually, here it is. Yeah, look at that. That's horrible. Isn't that terrible? I don't know if you can see it. It's streaky and it's just awful. So anyway, I rearranged, and some of the Wink had gotten onto the paper, onto the pink, the Bell and Mambo paper. So I just replaced the leaf in a slightly different location to cover that up, so you can kind of see right there, underneath of there, where there was some Wink Stella. But okay, so I think we're done, right? Yeah, we are. We're done. Yay. Okay. All right. So yeah, quick and easy card. Took 18 minutes. I got to start 16 minutes. I have to stop jabbering so much, right? Nah. Okay, so let me just talk to you about this right here. So it is July. July is my birth month, and it's my 50th birthday. So what I'm doing is anyone who orders $50 or more gets a special treat from me. It's a special gift in the mail. Just make sure that you use this July host code and when you order, and then you will be hearing from me with a special little prize, and I will make you a birthday card. And I was going to say an unbirthday card. It's not an unbirthday card. Unbirthday card for you, unless your birthday's in July too. But a birthday card from me that you can give to somebody else. I won't write inside of it, okay? And a prize. All right? So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. I had fun, and I will see you next time. Bye.